welcome to Talking with ILM Practitioner, volume number 17. Yay! For those who I'm meeting for the first time, I'm Sahara. I am ILM method practitioner based in Toronto, Canada. And I am offering one-on-one treatment sessions as well as movement classes. Often online. I am so excited to have this guest today, Monika Karpinska. I don't think I'm saying her last name right, so she can correct me once she join me. She is a beautiful person who I had a pleasure of meeting this last March. She's a recent graduate of the basic course in Poland, just like Geoffrey and Bora, who was on the guest for the previous lives, and previous lives meaning within the IG life, not the previous life of other dimension. Anyway, so yeah, I got to meet Monika during the fourth module before she had graduated, I guess, completed the basic course, and yeah, it was super beautiful to get to spend time with her and get to know her, be part of the coffee club. But I also got to meet her after the course when I was visiting Warsaw, Warszawa. So I got to see her outside of the course too, which was really beautiful, and I can't wait for her to share her stories today. So I'm going to invite you. This is smooth again. How are you set? How is this? Yes.
Hello.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, so I hope it will work this time.
Yeah, so earlier there was like a construction going on suddenly, no? It's just...
Yeah, but they stopped now. So let's take this opportunity to speak because I don't know when they start again.
Thank you so much for joining today, Monika. Like, I'm just so excited to do this.
Thank you for inviting me. I was quite surprised to get the invitation from you, but yeah,
Oh, really?
let's try it out. No, it's just because as I was telling you that I'm not a long-time practitioner, so I can only speak from my rather experience as a patient and how I found the methods, and as I started to give treatments. But it's a still long way ahead of me to get as experienced as your other guests. So.
Well, it's just, wow, it's beautiful, but it's really humbling to hear you say that too. Yeah, I feel the same, just to share. Geoffrey's here. Geoffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Now, please correct me how you say your last name, because I think I said it quite poorly.
It's Karpinska.
Karpinska. Wow, so beautiful.
I think you spelled it well. I think
Yeah?
you did a good job.
Well, I find the Polish, I feel so bad every time that I so wish I can speak a little bit more Polish after all this visit, and it's just so complex to my mouth that I can do like one word at a time.
Yeah, it's quite complex, but yeah, luckily we have English.
Yes,
I don't
and
speak Japanese. You might be surprised, but I don't speak Japanese.
what? Mine is not so good either, so it's probably best.
Yeah? Okay.
So yeah, please tell me, like, please introduce yourself, just from you, and also like where you are. Yeah, to start.
So where to start? Let me think. So on my pathway to ILM, maybe I will take this path because I had
Perfect.
many paths. so I'm 50. I have two adult kids that are already independent. And I don't have any kind of like dance professional background or body work, professional experience behind me. And yeah, maybe I will say a few words how I found Ilan Lev method, because maybe this might be interesting. Although I heard many times from different people that it is quite typical path, the way I found the method. Like looking back, I've had behind me like 25 years of business and corporate career, right? And because I'm 50, I'm an Generation X representative. So you might not know it, but it was quite typical, after the university, I went to business school, and then straight after the uni, it was quite usual to go to work and to try the corporate job. So I went through many different industries, many different companies, job positions, and I've always been like quite interested in change and in trying out new things um, mm, just experimenting. And I was never afraid of getting, taking risks on my professional path. And I landed in the change management area. So it's kind of describing me quite well. So what I do now, I run a consulting company that facilitates change and helps organizations and businesses to manage and facilitate change, right? Either technological or organizational. It's a kind of a methodology that helps organizations change. So and this is maybe because I'm quite familiar with change, and I've always been willing to take risks and to take new paths. At the same time, I may say that 25 years behind a desk, like mostly sitting job in front of computers. I worked also in technology, in business analysis, in also asset management, in real estate, but it's always been like desk job, right? So sitting long hours, quite often like overworking, and I'm a typical representative of the hustle culture, which is really really engaging yourself fully in work, and being really devoted to it, and at the same time raising kids, and family life, and quite typical, I think, for my generation. Now it's changing. Luckily, it's changing, but it was like that. And I must say, and after pandemics, after I had COVID twice, in around 2022, I got a kind of an alert, like an alarm bell, for me, for my health, which was in that case, I had started to get symptoms of autoimmunological, rheumatological arthritis, which was a severe joint pain in all my body. So yeah, so it was quite shocking to me because I was always an active person and, you know, doing a lot of sports and doing a lot of movement. And I also rode horse, did horse riding, which I can tell a little bit about later. But then, you know, I was really devastated by it, by this diagnosis. I literally couldn't move. And it was quite sad. Well, it rose month to month over a few months, but I found myself really that the pain was so strong that I really couldn't barely walked by myself, and the pain was quite big. And that's how I started. So you know, Gabor Mate book, which title is When the Body Says No, something like that. So this
Yes.
was kind of what happened to me. Like my body said no, like a definite no. So, you know, and it was a quite transforming experience as it occurred, because I started to look for different solutions, and of course I went to many doctors. They prescribed me steroids. They prescribed me, even I was already planning a surgery in a kind of not planned as a date, but I knew that it was coming. And that's how, you know, I by complete accident I found a workshop on different types of movement here in Warsaw. It was not far away. It was like 10 minutes walk from where I live now. So I thought, yeah, maybe I will walk. Maybe I will manage to walk there. But it was a question mark. It was really a question mark. But because it says that it removes functional obstacles and you know, and it helps mobility, so it encouraged me to, you know, to try it out. And what it was important for me, it was always also saying that it is not for dancers or body workers, because I didn't have anything to do with that. Um, and I went there, and so there were different methods presented there. There was the Feldenkrais, there was some movement classes, there was Gaga also, Gaga dance, and then Ilan left workshop, and and it was a movement class and quickies. And that's it. You know. So Adi was there. My first treatment, well, quickie that I got was quite encouraging, because I really felt like something is going on in the body. I was almost weeping, like really, it touched me deeply. And that's how I got interested in the method itself. And then I went for a few treatments from Adi, and I started to, you know, to slowly feel better. Well, I was, you know, far from being enthusiastic from the very the first moment, because I've gone through many different treatment methods and medications, and the doctors were always saying that you know, you cannot cure it. You can try to reduce the pain, but it will be with you forever. So I was also quite depressed at that time by this, you know, this messages that I was receiving. And slowly, you know, with a few treatments from Adi, then I went to treatments from Ksenia. And within a few months, the symptoms reduced really significantly. So I was getting more and more hopeful that it actually can be a solution. And then I started to speak with Ksenia, because this was already when I was really astonished by how it unfolded. And Ksenia was the first one to tell me that I might be interested in the course, and that's how I subscribed to the course and decided to go. So the whole cycle took me like 1 year from the first the quickies and the workshops that I went to for the first time to landing in kickoff. It was like full 1 year, 12 months. By that time I was already walking and feeling quite well. So um,
Wow.
yeah, so that's
And
the
how frequently were you receiving treatments, and like what was there a gradual kind of shift in you that you go with this method out of all the methods you tried, or was there some kind of like a turning point?
Well, after maybe a few treatments, after 1, 2 months, I got off the painkillers, and which were quite strong. Um, but this was,
Wow.
so yeah, but then it gradually went away. But at the same time, I also discovered so many other benefits from this method, and
Mhm.
because I started to see kind of other kind of ways on how the treatments and how the method itself impacted me, and how it translated to my kind of reintegration. It actually this also gave me the even deeper interest in the method. Oh yeah, yeah. So that's the physical part of it. But just rewinding a little bit, I got also like 2016, maybe 17. I got interested in just personal growth and the nature of reality. Well, I was always interested in that, but I started to explore different traditions, different methods, meditations, stuff like that. And over a few years, I was about to assign to certain events or retreats or meditation courses, and I never succeeded in it. So it was pretty funny,
Oh,
yeah, because always it was that all the events were always canceled for some reason. And I didn't know what was going on. I was really surprised. I was even speaking with my husband, saying, why doesn't it work? I was subscribed to Eckhart Tolle retreats, to all the Advaita Vedanta, or all the meditation or mindfulness. So either it was cancelled because of COVID, or it was cancelled because the teacher was having a heart surgery all of a sudden, or one retreat was. I thought it would be in English, but it occurred that it would be in German, so I had to actually sell the tickets. And actually, I was when I think backwards, this was actually the first one that I subscribed to, and it happened. So that also played part.
oh, really feels like things were canceled for you to really dive into
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
Wow. Hmm. And
So
what
it
was
actually
your
worked.
and what
Yeah.
was your experience like? Because you already had quite like you received many treatments as a patient, and what was entering the course for you?
It was quite overwhelming at the beginning. And I took a lot of treatments, and I went through quite a transformational process, I would say, and on really on different levels. So it was on a physical level, and that's obvious. So um, over the time of the course, my mobility was rising and growing each month. And coming back from the course, I was also doing online movement classes. So I got into it really, really intensively. But I started to see like radical improvement in my mobility on the physical level. And in all the sports that I do, I play tennis, I run, I do different physical activities. But the main impact that it actually I noticed was in the horse riding. And in horse
Ah.
riding, it is the body mobility that is really most important, because when you ride a horse, you need to um, sync with the other body, which is the horse's body, right? And the more mobile you are, especially in the pelvis, in the knees, in the arms, the better you can adjust. And it felt immediately, really, after the first stay in kickoff. When I came back, it actually translated um, straight away on the quality of the riding, and I saw it also in the horse, right? Not in me only, but in the horse also, because the more mobile I am as a rider, the more freedom in movement the horse has, right? So it worked out. So I was
I
even
mean,
more and more encouraged every time.
I
But I
mean,
speak
I
a
think
lot. Please, please tell me or ask me or
ask like how early did you start the horseback riding? Like by this time, how long have you been riding your horse and like
yeah, yeah. Actually, in American is horseback riding, right? While in English is like in England they say horse riding, while Americans
all
say
right.
horseback riding. No, that's fine. Um, yeah,
Riding.
so my story with horses is quite long, but I didn't ride as a child. I started when I was probably 24, 25, something like that,
Ah,
after
that's
first
still a
car.
long time
Yeah.
before now. Wow.
Yes. So it's 25 years my history with horses. Yeah. And what I
Wow.
do with horses is what is called natural horsemanship, which is, well, not only, I also do dressage, but I also work naturally with horses, which is a lot of work from the ground, not always riding, and communication and observing the communication in the herd, and I took courses in that, so I'm also fascinated by that. Yeah,
Wow. And now you also like treat with and treat horses too, no? Like it's like please share about
yeah,
awesome collaboration you do with your beautiful horses.
yes. So where to start? So it is called horse-assisted treatment or horse-assisted therapy, and you can find on in internet many people doing this. So
Oh, really?
different therapies with horse assistance, and
Wow, I didn't know.
yeah, in the States, in Australia, and also quite a few people in Europe with they do body work with horse assistance, like horses walking around, and it's called also sometimes horse energy healing. So I'm not the only one, but to just give you to put some more lights to it, why it's getting more and more popular, and I can confirm that it is true, is that the presence of horse close to you is really uh, very soothing to your senses, and as long as the horse is quiet and cooperative, right? Because if a horse is freaking out, then of course not. And there are situations like this, but in a secure and facilitated environment, when you are when a human being is close to a horse, it's a kind of an energy exchange, and there must be some conditions met for it to work. And I can say a few words about it. But what I do, what I started to do, is giving treatments, ILM treatments, in presence of horses, which means that the patient is on the table, and I do a normal treatment, and the horse or horses are walking around kind of in freedom. So they are not kept to be there, but they can freely walk. So that's it. So it is a normal ILM method treatment, but the horses are just walking around, which was funny because when I said it to Yaniv, Yaniv asked me, uh, what is horse-assisted treatment? And I said that the horses are just walking around. And he said, oh yes, because I was not sure about the role of the horse. Is it a hybrid of, is the horse actively participating or moving the patient? So no. The idea behind it is because of the electromagnetic field that is being generated during the treatment, and you would know it best because you are the master of it.
Oh,
um, and when there is a kind of an alignment between body and mind, both in the practitioner and in the patient, the horses actually feel it, and they can sense it, and they detect it quite spot on. And that is why they get interested, they come, they, put their mouth sometimes on the hand of the patient, or they approach and they get interested. And it's really beautiful, because they are also very calm, and we can also try to synchronize with their breath, and yeah, it's very moving and touching and beautiful.
I so hope that a lot of people can see the video of you treating like this assisted by horse, like treatment assisted. My words are a little bit all over the place, but I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
hope
yeah,
that
yeah.
people, it really explains the effect of it so clearly. Like I felt like when I first heard about it, I was thinking, what is it? I had a lot of question mark, and then when I saw the video, it was just such a like holistic environment that both like you and the horse and everything around was creating, and it also explained
Yeah.
how you are so calm around horses too, that like now that you mentioned how long you've been around and had different connect
Yeah.
horses, it explains your comfort around and already comforting on itself. And I just think it's brilliant what you're doing with with what you can offer with the horses
You
or
have to
without.
come and try it out with us.
I
The
know.
thing the
I
thing is, yeah, go ahead. Sarah.
No, last time when you invited me, I was so sad that I couldn't join. And when I got to the airport, because it was the day I was leaving back to Toronto, it did take a long time for me to go through the customs. So I'm like, oh, I made a right choice, but still, I'm like, oh, I maybe could have. So, but next time.
Yeah, yes. What I want to mention here is that the environment for such a setup has to be really secured and and facilitated by professionals. So I would probably say don't do it at home, kind of thing, because but you know what I mean, right? It's
Yes.
just because first you have to have a very calm and trained horse that is comfortable with such an environment. Secondly, preferably you would need a person to just watch and monitor the horse because sometimes they can approach too closely too close to the bed. So it has to be facilitated.
Uh-huh.
But it is if like managed well, it's a very beautiful experience.
Wow. So amazing. I want to go back a little bit about the course because I hope it's okay. I'm bringing this
Yeah.
up, but something at the end of the course of sharing the experience, I was completely moved and like I already thought you were amazing, but I kind of became your fan then. I'm your fan.
I'm your fan.
That you said, oh. Like you said something that the experience of, and I'm kind of paraphrasing it, but the experience of the course allows you to ask for help and how you've been in the working like a
Yeah.
businesswoman working and with the proudly and but with the course and the practicing of Elan Live, you mentioned something about you were you have were able to allow yourself to ask for help, and that just really resonated with me as somebody I also admire independency and something I've worked for. And that's what I just thought that was so beautiful, and I was wondering if you can talk a little bit about that.
Wow. You remember such things. I don't know what I
I
said exactly, but
yeah, this is something I remember. Like on the day, I feel like I have a hard time asking for help. I'm like, I need to tune into Monica.
yeah, the whole experience of the course, which is very different from what I was used to. Um, there is a lot of sharing, a lot of treatments, a lot of physical contact, and a lot of, I would say, probably human touch, right? And having the experience in the business, especially, I think, but maybe somewhere else also. But in general, I think as a society, Western society especially, we are kind of trained and brought up to be independent, to cope with difficulties, and especially I think um in like with women, I think we have this pressure of being independent in order not to be imposed on like different narratives you know, just yeah, like the different approaches. And I think we are in the moment where we find ourselves and find our real power, like inner authenticity and yeah, and strength. So so we kind of think we are on our own. And this experience of the course was very emotional to me, and but also helped me to share my experiences and ask for help, as you said, if I said it,
Thank you.
from the practitioners, but also from the participants in the of the course, and have the courage to do it, and and like allow yourself to be vulnerable, and that's I think it was the main point I wanted to make is that the course and the method create such an environment where you can feel really safe, but it's also a good environment for you to find your authenticity and to be aligned. You know, your inner self and your outer self is integrating and being more and more authentic, and that's where I think the happiness is. You know, is because you don't have to take any shields or defend yourself. It's just showing who you are in a safe environment. It's a blessing. So I think that's what I meant.
Wow.
But also I must say during the treatment, these are the most vulnerable moments, and this was at least for me like this, where I had to confront myself with different demons, you know, and it was a difficult experience, but it was necessary for me to get to this point of authenticity, I think.
Wow.
I don't know if it makes sense. Do you think it makes sense?
Totally, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in retrospect, what was the journey like for you, like before meeting ILM and now? Like, is there anything? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things, but anything in particular that you really feel like you have changed?
Well, I'm a change manager, so so I can't say otherwise, right? Um, yeah, I think it is very transformative. It was very transformative experience for me. Mm, Main thing maybe to find courage in myself to look for what I really want to do, and what I feel like doing, and maybe reinventing myself again. But now with a stronger kind of conviction that it is actually my authentic self that is coming to voice somehow. Because in such an challenging environment, which is business. It is well. I don't say that I didn't like it, or I suffered all the way during this 20 years. But you have to go for different compromise. Like for example, you have to give up your private life and say time spent with the children or with the family, and this and especially in the hustle culture that I mentioned, and in the 90s and in the 2000s and 2010s, it was the work-life balance was not a priority, let's say. Now it's changed, but I never had time actually to figure out what I want, what I wanted, what is really my passion, what I want to do in life. And now I'm closer and closer to it. And it may sound ridiculous because I'm 50, but one might say that better late than never. So,
Exactly, exactly. And it's so beautiful to hear your transformation because like, as you know, like we met during the fourth module, which I feel like a lot of the transformation of like has, I don't know, it's,
yeah.
I like, I was surprised to hear that you come from such a business background when I met you, because you had such a like already soft presence and welcoming and really like open-minded, and just to know this like diversity that of um of you who like that can be available in such a way, I was just so like amazed.
No, it's just the presence in business kind of determines certain attitudes, and certain um, yeah, I wouldn't say maybe not being authentic, but actually well, you have to take roles because it is determined by the situation, by the environment. So I actually never brought all myself to this world, right? Um, and I hear more and more. I also read recently a few books of Gabor Mate, and he also speaks about it, that it is actually changing now in the business world. The business world is more and more open to for the people to bring their authenticity to the business because. For God's sake, we spend there like half of our lives, right? So it is really important to allow to be yourself there, right? And I think that's now changing a little. So
Wow, wow. And have your family mentioned anything, or your close friends, or like noticed that you change? Like what are your close ones' reaction?
um, I
It
don't
was
know.
the yourself that that's
Um,
profound.
I don't know, but what's most important for me is I feel better with myself now, right? Uh, so that's I think it's also translating outwards, but it's not for me to judge. But also I kind of found myself to, but it's a kind of a psychotherapy now. It becomes a little bit like that. No, what I wanted to say is it's not really a change for me, like me being me. It's showing more who I am internally, allowing myself to show who I have always been.
Right,
To
right.
internally, but also it's a kind of a coming back to myself from when I was like 20 or 25, or this kind of coming back to the feeling of my body and all the sensory system, um, which over the years is very often, numbed,
Mm.
and dissociated. And the more screens in front of us, the more, we don't, mm, we are not in the physical presence. We touch each other less and less. So the growing isolation, I think, also translates to this pandemics of depression and anxiety and all that, because we numb ourselves, with different tools, with alcohol, with screens, um, with other addictions, maybe. By the way, I heard just recently that in Japan,
Mm.
young people, the rate of dehydration deaths is growing. And do you know why?
Oh,
It's because young people staring at the screens and engaged mentally so much in the gaming or whatever is going on the screen, they forget to drink because they don't feel thirst anymore. So
right.
it's really scary, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It's
Totally.
yeah. So that is also why I really believe in somatics and in somatic therapies, in somatic treatments, because it brings ourselves back to our bodies, and sensory system.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So beautiful. I just want to be, yeah, before we wrap, I want to ask you, like, what are you excited about? What are you playing with now that you've finished the basic course? And um, either with relation to ILM or something else,
Mhm.
or what are you, um, current excitement and curiosity now?
Yeah, so I continue to work in the business and do the business consulting. But also what I want to do is really to engage into somatic work, and also promoting somatics, and not only limited to Ilan Lev, but also other methods which I discovered on this journey, which are helping people to integrate and to go back to their sensory systems and reintegrate. And I think it's really really important, and not only for young people, like across generations. And I'm figuring out how to do it. So I have a few ideas, and yeah, let's see how it unfolds. And I go to the movement class course in kickoff in November, as you know. You will be there.
Quite unlikely, but you never know.
Uh,
If I will
okay.
love to. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so
So,
I'm both into Ilan Lef, so I'm staying on this path
so
because it unfolds. It shows like more and more potential, which I love actually. It's not a kind of a limited path. You can stay on it and let it support you in many different ways. So I and of course you would know it, but yeah, physical, but also emotional alignment of body and mind, sensory. Yeah, so it's overall general personal development. This is what it helps with, I think.
And now I just want to like take a little peek into your Monica world of how all this is integrated to Bauhaus. I've been waiting for this moment so much.
Yeah, I mentioned
Just
to you the
because yeah, you
association that I
Bauhaus is
had.
like art.
Yeah,
You
because I
mentioned
love
like
the idea of Bauhaus, not only the design of Bauhaus, but also the school of Bauhaus, which was the design and artistic school in the 1920s and early 30s, set up in Germany before Hitler came to power, and actually he closed it. But the general idea was, I thought, quite similar to the idea of Ilan Lev, and it's not because of course Bauhaus was not a somatic practice or somatic method, of course not. But I thought this kind of spirit of openness and curiosity and freedom in their approach was quite similar. So that's why I thought it was kind of well, I associated it with Ilan Lev. And also, I just read recently that the founders of and the teachers at Bauhaus, every day in the morning, they were conducting a somatic practice and breath work with their students. Yeah, which was quite
oh my
amazing
god.
to discover, because the motivation was that the more you are grounded and the more contact you have with your physical body and integration between body and mind, the more creative you are.
I
And
mean, it
I
makes sense, but
actually, yeah, it makes sense, but I also observe it in myself, because we often say that Ilan Lev method is helping you to discover your patterns, right? The patterns in your body, the patterns in your mind. And I started to actually investigate what a pattern is. What is a pattern? Um, did you think about what a pattern is?
not yet. But now I will be thinking about it. What's your thought? I'm so
And
intrigued.
actually, I take a lot of inspiration from Gabor Mate, and in his book Distracted Mind, he's
Yes.
saying what a psychological pattern is. So he says that the brain is actually creating a kind of a coping mechanism with a situation when you are a child, and then it becomes your default. Yeah, because it's when you are young, they kind of imprint in your brain, and you create a coping mechanism, and then the data is following this circuit, and it's actually every time repeating the same path, because it is the path of the least resistance, right? The kind of a usual way to cope with certain things, and it's on
Right.
psychological level, but it's also on physical level.
Right.
Now, in order to find a different way with coping with certain situations or life in general, um, or anything, to find a new way is actually to to pave a new path in your brain or in your body to cope with a certain situation, right? And to try it out like in a different way, and to get rid of this default way of solving things and try out a new way. And this is, I think, what Ilan Leff brings, but also probably other somatic practices also. And finding a new way, so not walking through a clear path in the forest, but going through bushes, let's say, like to metaphorically say it, right?
Yes,
It's
yes.
what Ilan Lev does to you. It's making you actually to find new connections in the body, right? That were blocked before,
Yeah.
and that's creativity, and that also translates to to your like artistic creativity or problem solving or whatever. It's just your system is more and more willing to find new paths in the body or in the mind. Right?
Yeah. Amazing. I love that your inspiration is really, like from so many different sources, the horse, the Bauhaus, it's just so beautiful to hear you speak also so beautifully.
No, it's really been a blessing to me, and also, I see on myself how like just recently, for many years, I used to dance flamenco, like many years ago, like 15 years ago, and over 15 years, I didn't find the courage in myself to come back to these classes. And just this year, I came back and I managed to remember all the choreography and dance the whole piece, which is really, it doesn't seem like, okay, it's not a world success, like, but for me, it's a huge step because I thought that I was not able to do it anymore. So it's kind of giving me hope at my age that I still can learn things, and my neuroplasticity also grows. So all the benefits.
Amazing, amazing. Now, Monica, I think I just want to be mindful of time. Before we wrap, where can people find you?
Yeah, so I will be activating the Instagram account soon. With
No,
Yes, I do have, but I don't have even one post on it. So yes, so it is
okay.
activated, but I will be putting maybe more content to it. And of course on Facebook and through you. I don't know.
Well, I still wish that people come see you for this, like for the treatment too, and also with the horse. If people are lucky enough to be near Warsaw, you're a little bit outside, no? Or do you offer assisted horse
So,
treatment?
so I'm offering treatments in the center of Warsaw, but of course, if horse assisted, then it would have to be 1 hour drive from Warsaw.
Mm, right.
But I
So, and
just
then
wanted
Warsaw
to
is a
say one more thing before we finish, but go ahead with your
yeah,
question,
yeah.
sir.
Warsaw is a beautiful city too, because I got the pleasure of like walking around with Tom, like visiting you and the city for like 3 days. So it's lovely. I highly recommend. If it's on a like
What
not on a recommended
what
list,
I wanted
I
to
recommend.
say, if we are running out of time, um,
Oh, please.
Yeah. So, Sahara, your treatment
Yes.
was one of the most beautiful blessings that I could ever have. And you are so talented and so devoted and so authentic in it that I will never forget. I hope I will get more of your treatments, but it was just an amazing, amazing experience to me, and thank you very much for it.
Wow, thank you. I'm like,
Mm,
really, thank
it's
you.
true. It's true. It's true.
Mm,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, Monica.
Okay.
Now I'm like,
And I
okay,
hope you
let's save
see,
myself.
we see you soon here in Poland. Or
What's that?
will you be coming to Poland or to Europe soon?
The next I'm planning for sure is the fourth module of the current course, so not until next year, but who
Uh,
knows, maybe. Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like every course I'm like, I don't know if I can, I want to be there every for everything, but
yeah.
we'll see. Hmm.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this live with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much and see
Thank
you
you.
soon,
See
whenever
you.
that is.
Yeah, I think soon. I think it will be soon.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much.